now we get onto a final thing, and this is Glass Onion. Glass Onion that both Holly and I have seen. So Holly, you have been sitting down there very, very patiently saying nothing. So I will let you go on and tell us what Glass Onion is about. Give us the synopsis. Although I will apologize and say I might butt in every now and then and say something.
To your heart's content, because I'm sure my recollections will be somewhat shakier than yours. So the base premise is that this is a follow-up to Knives Out.
Yes.
Focusing around the detective in Knives Out, whose name
Benoit Blanc.
Thank you, and who is played by
Daniel Craig.
Thank you. I could just see his face, and I've my words again. This happened to me last week. I had no words, and he is rather bored, and he's got nothing to do and nothing to solve, and lockdown has,
because the film starts off in the middle of a COVID lockdown in America,
with him wine in a bath.
Yeah.
So we still have some sort of theme here. Is the beginning of films with wine drinking, if we return to the joys of persuasion, and he has time on his hands and is feeling morose, and suddenly you have a knock at the door, and something is there for him. In tandem, a number of people in all sorts of walks of life have received boxes that they realise are from their friend, and these are puzzle boxes, and they need to solve the puzzle in order to reveal his message. And they're doing this. You've got the actress friend who is renowned for saying inappropriate things. Who seems to accidentally be an anti-Semite every 15 minutes.
This is played by Kate Hudson.
Yes.
And I'll tell you how bad it is that she is played by Kate Hudson. She's called Birdie. She has an assistant called Peg, and Peg's main job seems to be taking Birdie's phone to make sure that Birdie doesn't tweet something that gets her cancelled again.
She has a very, very poor track record.
Yeah.
There is the friend who is some sort of internet star with an incredibly young girlfriend.
Yep.
A
right wing leaning internet star.
Yes. Who else are we missing?
The scientist who works for the millionaire, or the billionaire rather. Scientist who works for a billionaire in a company called Alpha that does things like electric cars and space exploration and stuff like that. So there's no guessing who this not the bad guy, but who this guy is supposed to be. Who could it possibly be? He owns a company that does like cutting edge stuff and does electric cars and goes to space. So there's him, and then there's also a governor. There's a governor of a state who is also friends and receives one of these boxes as well.
Now, you get in the solving of the boxes, you have wonderful little cameos. I think Yo-Yo Ma shows up, as you do. Film, Serena Williams appears. Magic.
I think that there are some. We'll stop there with the cameos because there's some cameos that anybody who watches this film, I think, are delicious. Are delicious cameos that I think.
Many.
I love the way they did that. Yeah.
It's sublime, absolutely sublime. So they all solve their boxes and show up on a boat heading off to an island, owned by
Miles Bron.
Yes,
played by Edward Norton. It's a Greek island.
Delightful billionaire. They all get COVID swabbed and everything, and are allowed to take their masks off. And Benoit is there because he's obviously also received a box. And off they head in this beautiful, and appears suddenly his and unexpectedly to everyone else there, his former partner, with whom there had been a significant falling out.
Yes.
Nobody expected to see her there.
Played by Janelle Monáe,
who is quite fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
So they all head off to the island, where they are met by their glamorous host, and told that they are there for an exciting holiday to a weekend to solve his murder. And they're all given strange room connections and sent off to swan off around this very, very fancy island that is all powered by a magic fuel. I think I'm allowed to say that much because that's right at the start. He does say that immediately.
Okay.
That's so there they are on this exciting island of his, where he's brought in all sorts of ridiculous things that make him happy, and he is hosting this party. I'll hand over to Toastin then for the next step, because I don't want to say
No. Okay, no. It's just so. All right. I mean, Sharon, you're an Agatha Christie fan, and you might have heard a lot of Agatha Christie-like things in that synopsis. A whole bunch of disparate people being invited by this one guy to an isolated island. Yes, exactly. And these are all things. I mean, I'm not sure. Did you ever watch Knives Out, the first one?
Yes, I did.
You watched Knives Out, and so Rian Johnson, who directed it, is obviously an Agatha Christie fan. He's a murder mystery fan and all that. And so he has he leans into this. He doesn't try and hide it whatsoever. That this has definite tropes of the Agatha Christie people in a place and he goes into that. And so Benoit Blanc obviously is kind of like in the Hercule Poirot role of okay, something's going to happen, I'm going to try and figure it out, all that sort of stuff. But the thing about this that I really, really like what Rian Johnson does with these films is that he's a murder mystery fan. He knows most of the people watching these are murder mystery fans. He knows that he's working in the shadow of Agatha Christie. So his job is to try and figure out ways of doing something new that stays within that genre. And I think he nails it. I really, really do think he nails it. I think the characters are good. You have the characters around, and you're happy to watch the characters play off each other. You spend enough time to try and figure out, how do these people know each other? Why would these people get together? Why would this people be friends with those people and all that? Why would this work? And there's even bits about
off the top of my head, it's none of it is logical. It is a very Agatha Christie, almost.
Yeah.
How have these people
gone together? The fact that and with Benoit Blanc, it's like, and why would you have Benoit Blanc at a murder mystery thing, and what happens in there and all that? And I love the fact that it is, I mean, the film's called Glass Onion. And it is, I hate this. I hate myself for saying this, but it's almost kind of like, metaphor that's like, because this film, as you peel back the layers, something else comes up, and then something else comes up, and you're like, oh, that's interesting. How does that work? And it does the things that you would expect. There's everybody coming to the boardroom. We're gonna get into the boardroom now, and I'm gonna walk around, and Daniel Craig as Benoit Blanc is gonna tell you exactly why this Southern Polka thing works this way, and all that kind of stuff. And all that is done, and everything is done. But the film still finds things to surprise you and things to make you go, okay, that's different. And obviously the fact that there's this trend that has happened in films where I think Agatha Christie, as much as it was mystery, there was also some satire in there. And this is very satirical. Like, I think pretty much every character in this thing is satirizing something. The main character, the billionaire who invites everybody to his island, is kind of like your Elon Musk, your Mark Zuckerberg, your Jeff Bezos. He is all these people rolled into one. He's kind of like, the entitlement is in there, and like the fact that they have this running joke about the fact that every hour on this island there's this mysterious bong that comes on, and you just hear it every hour. And he says that, oh yeah, I got Philip Glass to compose that. So he got Philip Glass, the world-renowned composer, to compose a bong. And I think I love how satirical it is. I love the fact that it plays around with all these things. I think the mystery itself is actually quite a good one. The way it plays out in the end, I quite liked it. I quite like what they did, and I think and this is like a series of films that I'll be more than happy to see a third one. I want to see the third one.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like the shark has been jumped by.
No, it doesn't, because it's like a totally standalone film from the first one, so you don't have to watch the first one to watch the second one. Totally standalone stories, and I really, really enjoy this. I would give it a 4 out of 5.
I agree, definitely a 4 out of 5. It's it's another one that I think definitely warrants a rewatch as well. I mean, as we know, I rewatch everything, but I think the things that emerge as you watch it through, you really want to go back and see if you spotted things, what you may or may not have seen or not seen. Or
that is one good thing with revisiting films, actually, once you've seen them.
Okay. I have to boast about this. That there was something that happened early on in the film, and I caught it the first time it happened.
I know what you're talking about.
I caught it. I caught it when it happened. When it happened, I was like, I was watching with my wife, and I was like, "Huh, you see what he did? He just did that. He just did that. That." It's like he did that. And then when something else happened, I was like, I'm pretty sure that happened. And it ends up being significant in the end. And it's just sort of like a little aside that I don't think you're supposed to notice. But I noticed it. And I was like, yes, I am Benoit Blanc.
Well, it has to be there because otherwise it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I know. But the fact is,
something happened that.
Yeah, but the fact is, I spotted it, and I was like, yes. Get me to a Greek island with a bunch of people, and I will solve the mystery. So that is 4 stars for Glass Onion. So